Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a stainless steel 2023 model year limited edition of 50 pieces. For collective horology, this is the Czapek Antarctique Lanikai. Technically, this is the P.04 for collective horology, a West Coast outfit that is a watch collector society rooted in Silicon Valley. I think they're more of a West Coast institution at this point, but that was their root tech. And this is very low tech, an old school mechanical watch, taking things slow, inspired by the waves off of Lanikai Beach in Hawaii. This watch features an enamel dial and a case that is universally wearable. You can see 40.5 millimeters in diameter, 11.1 millimeters thick. Two different ways to explain the fit across the wrist. If we just measure the case, then it's going to be 44.9 millimeters. If we take the first link on each side and measure side to side, I find that's a more realistic and representative measurement. Then it's still a 46.4 millimeter span, which is quite wearable. Now, the watch features two different bands. One is this bracelet, which features the distinctive Czaepk C logo in diminishing scale. And then there's another one that is a bright yellow rubber strap with a separate deployant clasp featuring the Czaepk logo. So let's start with the bracelet and start with the fit and the feel. Some may have questions about the weight, and I think that's a legitimate question with a big bracelet watch. Not this is big in diameter, but it is substantial, and you can see it's not a toy. 147 grams, and that's just about 147 on nose without the tag. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, the watch wears beautifully. This is easily my first version of the Antarctique that has struck me as something I would love to own. I've always admired them. I actually want this. Now, of course, this is a Note 8 model. The standard model has a date, but I don't think you'll complain because the symmetry is excellent. On the wrist, you can see it wears beautifully, and the angular lug orientation helps it to wrap around the wrist. It's fairly thin. In this class, it's slender and would actually fit underneath the cuff, 11.1 millimeters thick with a stepped case flank, sloped bezel, and a domed crystal. I'd recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference, especially when you put it on the strap. It's going to be quite friendly. You may wonder how it is you get it on the strap. Well, this has the older version of the Czaepk release system. It's a little rotary lock, and you turn it around and it basically unlocks the bracelet from the case. And then taking a closer look at the bracelet, it's not as complex as bracelets you'll find on, for example, a Royal Oak or a Nautilus, but it is nicely done with satin shoulders, satin tops, polished intermediates. It's got a great degree of security to it, and it has a wonderful solidity that imparts a sense of true luxury. Looking at it in profile, you can see all of these links feature screws, because all of these links are removable, and that gives you a great deal of sizing flexibility. But there's more, because not too long after production started, they realized it was necessary to add micro adjustments into the bracelet, and so this has that upgrade. Push the triggers and it pulls out. It's about 1.5 to 2.5 millimeters of incremental adjustability. The clasp is really the only part of the watch that feels off the shelf, but it's a sturdy piece, and with twin trigger release, it only opens when you want it to open up. You can see the opposite side also has the push button micro adjustment built right in. We're going to leave the bracelet off the watch so we can go back to the case back in a moment. The case is relatively simple. You can see it features these recessed sides, sharp angular breaks between planes. There are actually some well-chosen curves here, and they contrast nicely with the angularity. It's all a brushed finish with only a handful of exceptions, including the crown guard structure, the outer face of the crown. This is a Revival brand, but the name dates back to 1845 Czaepk, originally a business partner of Czaepk, who needs no introduction. We have a polished bezel and then a dramatically boxed and cambered sapphire. This dial is actually stamped first to create the texture, and the stamp that was used was actually hand engraved to create the image of the rolling waves, or possibly even the look of the white sands below the aquamarine waters off Lanikai Beach. So you can use your imagination a little bit. We have the Czaepk logo. If you take a look, you can see that the logo on the crown is actually the counterweight to the second sand, which has this lovely matte sand-inspired coloration. There is a little bit of lume, not a lot, but there is some. And the watch features a lovely Grand Faux enamel on top of the textured stamped base, created by Czaepk, which is the company owned by Ulysse Nardin. Donze did all of the Ulysse Nardin enamel dials. And so this is first stamped and then enameled, with Donze doing the work. We have a stop seconds function, so you could set the watch to a reference time if you wish to do so. Again, this is a no-date version of the watch because Collective Horology wanted a cleaner aesthetic, and boy did they get it. This dial is amazing. Flip it over and it's got a movement to match. Nicely sized. We'll try to get a little bit closer to the light here. 30 millimeters in diameter. This is the SXH5. Emmanuel Boucher, who created the Harry Winston Opus 12, was behind the creation of this movement for Czaepk. Automatic winding via a recycled platinum micro rotor with ceramic ball bearings for efficiency. 60-hour power reserve, 4 Hz beat rate, hacking functions. You could see it features both a free-sprung balance and a full balance bridge for shock resistance, and then a lovely array of decorations. You can see the bevels lighting up on the edge of almost every surface. My favorite detail is the steel bridge at center, which features internal skeletonization, and then you can see 4 sharp interior angles, difficult to achieve inside such a confined space. And then externally beveled with black polished top, you can see that the bridges, a little bit like Grunefeld, you can note that they have polished bevels on their sides, and then this raised brushed satin channel around the edge, and then the recesses are media blasted. 28 jewels, chronometer style, 5-position adjustment, and a lovely architecture arcing down from the barrel through the drivetrain in almost a Geneva finger-style pocket watch train down to the oscillator. You can see so many of the details here. Now, I don't think scrap platinum washing up on a beach in Hawaii is an ecological problem, but hey, every little bit of recycling helps. All screw heads are polished with chamfered slots in circumference. We have solarization on the ball bearing top, and then you can see satination on the wheels. It is an awesome looking movement, a true high horology movement for a high horology watch. Screw down crown, 120 meters water resistant, so you can jump into the waves off of Lanikai Beach. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.